North America, we got about 56, 57 right now today. And then 100% of our dealers in China are dual, about 75 Alfa Maserati duals by the end of the year in China. When we look at our website visits, 3.5 million website visits in the first quarter of 2017 alone. Facebook fans, 820,000 Q1, 120,000 hand raisers, and we've received over 35 million views on the various videos that we have put on YouTube since we kind of started. And that 35 million was just the views that hit in Q1 of 2017. So the interest in the brand has really exceeded my expectations and is absolutely phenomenal as to how much people are interested in the return of Alfa Romeo to North America. Customer and the passion around Alfa is, again, really surprising. It was somewhat consistent with some of our market research. Number of customers have driven a couple of BMWs, a couple of Mercedes and Audis, and are really looking for something that's a bit different. And so far with Alfa Romeo, we've been able to provide that differentiated offering with really a no compromise from that of the driving dynamics. And in fact, it is those driving dynamics that we really feel is a significant competitive advantage for Alfa Romeo versus that of the competitors. Not only proven at the Nürburgring with the Giulia in its 7 minutes and 32 seconds around the ring, as I briefly mentioned, making it the fastest four-door production sedan in the world. We feel also with the Stelvio, when we get behind the wheel of that, the 280 horsepower version will have the quadrifoglio, 505 horsepower version at the end of the year, realistically hitting dealerships in Q1 of 2018, and we're pretty confident that it too will be the fastest SUV in the world when we put it to the test at the ring. From a sales perspective, 98 units in Q4 of 16. We did 1,000 in Q1. We'll do a little bit over 3,000 here in Q2. But I'll be the first one to say at Alfa Romeo, we're really not out to win any sales crowns. We're out to reestablish a legendary brand around the world and looking at a number of indicators to kind of gauge our success and gauge our progress. A few that I just touched on, when you look at 3.5 million visits to our website in Q1, momentum is certainly building, 35 million YouTube hits. The Giulia, in that case, $47,000 average transaction price, the highest transaction price in the premium mid-size sedan market. When you look at the residual value of the Giulia, just coming up here for the July-August book, a 50% residual after 36 months. To put that into a little bit of context, Mercedes is at 41 and the BMW is at 38%. So many of the third parties are seeing the value in the Giulia. We're very consciously going after that, and more people are choosing to actually buy and own an Alfa Romeo Giulia versus renting one in the form of lease. The average lease penetration calendar year to date in the premium mid-size sedan market is 69% of consumers are leasing, or right around 42% calendar year to date for Giulia. So when we look at a number of those very objective indicators, residual value of the Giulia at or near the top of the segment, 12 percentage points higher than that of the BMW 3 Series, 9 points higher than Mercedes, highest average transaction price in the segment, and the interest that is coming into the brand. We feel we're in a pretty good place right now, not only in North America, but also around the world as we are rolling out the new Alfa Romeo in the form of the Giulia and the Stelvio. The awards from a media perspective, we've picked up over 100 global awards since 2015 for both the Giulia as well as the Stelvio. Hopefully we don't blow it here today, but the media reaction towards both vehicles has been very positive for us, and really happy to get a lot of that third-party endorsement with respect to the work that we've been doing at Alfa. We gave the world premiere in Los Angeles for the Stelvio. Received a lot of recognition at that event. I'm not sure how many of you were there. It turned into kind of a standing room only event at the end of it. We couldn't let enough people into the tent. The fire marshal showed up, but I think that also just went to show kind of the enthusiasm and interest of not only Alfa Romeo, but Alfa Romeo's first SUV in over 105 years as well. We did our European media event at the Stelvio Pass in February. We started shipping Stelvios in Europe right around March 1st of this year. Last month, Alfa sold 8,000 units in the month of May in the European region, consisting of Stelvio and Giulia being the primary drivers of the Alfa Romeo growth in Europe. But the European feedback for the vehicle has been very positive as well. We introduced the Giulia TI, the Stelvio TI. That's what you're going to be driving here at the New York Auto Show back in April. And attention that we received in New York was also very positive with respect to the TI trim level. And just quickly here to give a little context as to the midsize SUV segment. Premium segment in the U.S., 2.1 million units annually. Midsize SUV segment now represents 25% of the premium sales in the United States. One of the fastest growing segments, not only in NAFTA, but also around the world. So the Stelvio is absolutely the right vehicle for the right time, and you can see the growth of SUVs, not only in the premium space, but also in the mass market space, has been truly phenomenal. And in fact, going from 15% of the market in 2011, a market that was 1.4 million premium units back then, up to 25% today. And just to frame up a little bit the premium midsize car segment and the premium SUV segment, you can see that they're now 1 and 2. Premium midsize car used to be the largest premium segment in the United States. It's now second, and as I briefly touched on there, the premium midsize is the largest segment. So with both Stelvio and Giulia, almost overnight, the Alfa Romeo brand is competing in 47% of the premium market in the U.S. marketplace. With just those two cars alone, and you can see 25% for premium midsize SUV and then 22% for the premium car. Some of the key competitors, you can see Porsche selling about 19,000 units last year in 2016. The Jaguar F-Pace does about 10,000, and then you got the guys that are out there looking to win the sales crowns in Audi, Mercedes, BMW, doing around 45,000 to 50,000 a year. And those will be the primary competitors. A little bit more the Porsche Macan for that of the Alfa Stelvio. And I say the Macan, it will be a little closer to that of the Stelvio from a driving dynamics perspective. But Peter will get into the specifications on the car in a little bit more detail. We'll have the best 0 to 60 in not only the 280 horsepower version, but also in the quadrifoglio version as well. So from my perspective, look, that's about it. As Rick said, I'm around all day, I'm around all night. I'll be here tomorrow as well. So look forward to hanging out with you during the day here. And if not, I'll catch up with you at dinner again this evening as well. Peter, over to you.
Thank you, Reed. Good morning. I got the fun part talking about this great new product that Alfa Romeo has to offer. As Reed mentioned, this is 25% of the industry is the premium midsize UV segment. You know, just like Giulia, when we did our research, we learned a lot that people are not passionate talking about their premium vehicles anymore. So that is something with Alfa we really want to bring back into the industry. I think with Giulia we've done it successfully so far already based on the feedback that Reed showed. But obviously with Stelvio we're going to do the same thing. So a lot of times we talk about Stelvio, what a unique name for a vehicle. So hey, our badge has a rich heritage, but also our name of the vehicle has a purpose. If you really think about it, the Stelvio Pass, which is in the northern part of Italy, in the Italian Alps, is actually a 12-mile-long pass. That's about 48 hairpin turns. And actually, Top Gear in 2008 named it one of the best driving roads in the world. So hey, that's why if you build an Alfa Romeo that is built on driving dynamics, it deserves a name like that. So if you take a look at Alfa Romeo from an SUV perspective, this vehicle will be 100% Alfa Romeo. What is really important for Alfa Romeo is to stay true to our heritage. A lot of people ask me, hey, you know, how does an Alfa Romeo fit within an SUV fit within the Alfa Romeo portfolio? And I think if you take a quick history lesson here, some unique things that you will always recognize. Obviously, it starts with our grille, our Scudetto, which is the Alfa Romeo grille. For people not familiar with the Scudetto, if you look at sports teams, especially in Europe, you know, that's the badge you wear with pride on the heart. You know, obviously with Alfa Romeo on the Giulia, the Stelvio, and the 4C, that badge is carried right in the center, heart of the vehicle. Then also from a grille design, this is something you might not recognize right away when you see an Alfa Romeo, but I'm sure now you'll see our tri-lobo grille design. This is something that was brought into the brand about 65 years ago, really giving style and function a good purpose and obviously a good design element for Alfa Romeo. On our next slide, we're going to take a look at the Giorgio. As Reed mentioned, Giorgio is the architecture that the Alfa Romeo is built on, Stelvio, as well as the Giulia. This is the all-new platform developed for these vehicles as well. So what you'll see, there's a lot of similarities between the Giulia and between the Stelvio. So from a premium midsize UV, it's using the rear-wheel drive architecture that we used on Giulia, which has been, you know, praised by many of you here in the US and also across the world. It also uses some of these high-strength steel and lightweight aluminum construction components as well. Again, making sure we continue to deliver no matter what segment we compete in, we continue to deliver what Alfa Romeo is known for. We use the same front suspension and the same patented rear suspension that we see in the Giulia will also be carried on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. And from a dimension perspective as well, it has the same wheelbase as the Giulia does. It has 111 inches wheelbase. Length is about 2 inches longer than the Giulia, 184.6, and about 9 inches higher than the Giulia as well. Obviously, you know, complementing the design of the vehicle and also obviously giving some additional utility that people are looking for in the midsize UV segment. So, 2 Alfa Romeos with 1 Soul, obviously, as it is with Alfa Romeo. What is really important, when we launched the Giulia, the portfolio was the vehicle that kind of built and set this benchmark. If you take a look, the purpose of this vehicle was to build the fastest sedan. I think successfully we've done so with the Alfa Romeo Giulia, but we also got to make sure we deliver on the utility to make it a true, no-compromise utility vehicle as well. So we use the strength of the Alfa Romeo Giulia portfolio. For example, some suspension components, steering components, brake components, all those materials were carried over into the Giulia and are carried over into the Stelvio as well. In both our class-leading 280 horsepower engine, as well as a 505 horsepower portfolio, which we'll launch later. Carbon fiber is used extensively for the vehicle. One of the examples that I think is really important, we did not have to put a carbon fiber drive shaft across the board. Most manufacturers that offer one only offer on their high-performance vehicles, but we knew that we wanted to deliver that driving experience across the board from the 280 horsepower to the 505 horsepower. So every Alfa Romeo Giorgio platform car will have a standard carbon fiber drive shaft. Nice. We use magnesium, as Reed alluded to earlier in the presentation as well, and obviously aluminum, a very important part for us. You'll find an aluminum engine in this vehicle, as well as aluminum doors and the suspension components as well. This Stelvio will offer a 50-50 weight distribution. By making all those choices, by putting a carbon fiber drive shaft in the vehicle, by utilizing lightweight materials, we were able to get a 50-50 weight distribution on this car, and I don't need to tell you that's the best distribution for driving dynamics. 280 horsepower. This is our all-new, all-exclusive Alfa Romeo 2-liter direct inject turbo engine with a twin-scroll turbo using various exhaust valves. What helps it with is that it will not give up any torque. You have a quick torque kick in from the engine, from the horsepower. It offers 306 pound-feet of torque. Both our horsepower and our torque numbers are class-leading as well. And I think if you have driven a Giulia, you've experienced it, and I'm sure you will experience today driving through the hills here, mountains here in Nashville as well. You really feel the pickup of the vehicle as well. The vehicle comes standard with an all-wheel drive configuration. So Q4 all-wheel drive is standard on every Stelvio sold. But what is really important, and I keep mentioning it as well, is a rear-wheel drive base platform. This has the option to go to 100% rear-wheel drive if it's possible in the vehicle, which is really good. We do that through technology like an active transfer case. So again, to continue to deliver those driving dynamics. And when I go into the DNA mode a little bit later, you'll see where this comes back again. Obviously, safety and technology is really important on this vehicle as well. We have a lot of performance technology in vehicles, but obviously with safety and technology as well, we offer forward collision warning system with pedestrian detection as well as obviously autonomous braking, which is key in this segment as well. Control. If you take a look at the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, if you equip the vehicle with a sport package, you get the aluminum pedal shifters. Again, these are column-mounted, all aluminum pedal shifters that will give you complete control. And when I say complete control, I mean complete control. Because if you move the shifter in the vehicle to the left, you can actually use this as a manual shifter. It will not upshift or downshift unless you tell it to do so. Again, delivering that driving dynamics that Alfa Romeo is known for. Our DNA mode, that is a signature mode that every Alfa Romeo has. The Giulia as well as the Stelvio have it as well. What is really important about this mode is it's really around the driver perspective. If you take a look where the shift knob is located, it's right in the center, right in reach for the driver. A lot of our competitors offer features like this as well, but you got to scroll through a menu, you got to find a way through the touchscreen to get to that system. By that time, if you want to go to dynamic to pass that semi merging in, it might be too late. Another good part about our feature is it will always stay in the last mode selected. So once you turn your vehicle off, you stop at the Starbucks to grab your coffee, you don't have to go through the menu again, although it's easy to get to, but you don't have to go back. It will stay in the dynamic mode if that was the mode.
That's fantastic.
Of course, I'm going to ask everybody to utilize the DNA switch because it's a very good feature for Alfa Romeo, and it delivers on all we talk about today. But what is really important is that we have an advanced efficiency mode, which will do everything in its power to give the best fuel economy. But if you take a look at our dynamic mode, which obviously I'm sure many of you will experience and will drive here testing the Alfa Romeo, it will adjust your braking, it will adjust your steering, it will adjust the transmission, and as you can see all the way on the right, it will also adjust the timing of the electronic stability control, so to give that little bit more of a performance feel. So with Giulia and Stelvio, again, we're setting another benchmark. This vehicle, as I mentioned, offers best-in-class horsepower. Our 2-liter offers 280 horsepower, better than the competition. 360 pound-feet of torque.
Porsche
Nobody else getting close to
Jaguar
300
F-Pace,
pound-feet of torque.
Mercedes-Benz
Top speed
GLC
of 144 miles per
BMW
hour. I'm still
X5,
talking about our 2-liter engine.
X3.
And a 0 to 60 time of 5.4 seconds. As you can see, that's a 0 to 60 time of a second faster than new entries in the market.
Top
like
speed
Jaguar
144.
F-Pace or Mercedes-Benz GLC.
Can we test that?
This vehicle will offer unmatched Italian style, class-leading performance, and obviously, as we all know, we need to make sure we offer a reason for people to go look at an Alfa Romeo. So it's priced very competitive at a starting MSRP of $41,995 for the Stelvio, and then the Stelvio TI, the vehicles I have here next to me, they start at $43,995. With content that is really important. Coming from Italy, having a brand from Italy, you've got to make sure you deliver on this feature that people expect. So unlike some of our German competitors, we will offer standard leather interior in our vehicles.
Nice.
Also, we have the bike Xenon headlamps standard and our signature LED headlights as well. Those are standard on the vehicle versus where some competitors still offer halogen headlamps. We offer customization, which we see on the Giulia is really important for people purchasing an Alfa Romeo. We offer color brake calipers. As you can see over here, we got the black version and I think the red version behind me to further customize it. A feature that is important in this segment is a power liftgate. People obviously buying a utility vehicle, they will utilize that more than sedans do. We offer a chrome or a stainless steel brushed aluminum, a roof rail, as well as window surrounds. And if you opt for a sport package, I'm going to go into a little detail a little later, you have it will turn into gloss black, a little more sporty look. LED tail lamps, and every Stelvio will come with a dual exhaust. So the vehicle will have a dual exhaust, and as you can see, it's very prominent on the back with the air diffuser, again, giving people something to chase down the highway. From a customization as well, we offer various interior colors. From a chocolate brown, that's in the vehicle behind me, we offer a red leather interior and then a black leather interior as well. And from interior finishes, and I think we saw a lot of praise on Giulia as well, our materials are genuine materials that we use throughout the vehicle. So it's either genuine aluminum or genuine wood that's offered through the vehicle, and even more so than the Giulia, we've found a way to increase the usage of it as well. From a lineup, I'm not going to go through every line because I understand it's hard to read. You're probably anxious to get out and drive the vehicle. But we have a very simple lineup. We have a Giulia, we have a Stelvio, and we have the Stelvio Sport. The Sport package, again, gives you those pedal shifters, gives you a gloss black look. But also what the Sport package does in this vehicle, and when you get to drive one, I'm sure you'll experience it, it offers the selected damping shocks in the vehicle as well. So you get a little bit of a more sporty riding feel in the Stelvio. So I encourage you to test that one as well. The Stelvio TI starts at the $43,995. There you have the option to go for a sport package. The vehicle I have right here is a sport package. And then we have the Lusso package as well, the more luxurious package on my right here. Again, offering genuine materials. The TI has standard 8.8-inch widescreen screen, largest in its class. And then later on, as Reed mentioned, we'll introduce the Quattrofoglio. As I mentioned, standard lettered interior. And here you can see the premium usage of the wood as well. We have 5 interior packages, colors available from a trim. We have a black trim, aluminum, then we have a dark wood, a light wood, and then we offer carbon fiber as well. As you can see, it's truly like an Alfa Romeo is expected. One of the things too, we got a lot of credit for with the Giulia is the simplicity of our infotainment system. It's the same with this vehicle. It's pretty easy. You want to go to your radio presets, you just pull the knob back. It goes to your safe stations, which we have saved some in the vehicles as well for you to experience. You need to go to the menu, quick to the left, and you can go to the menu. If you go up, there's a quick multitasking menu as well. So it's all about simplicity, quick usage to make sure you stay focused on driving. The Stelvio Sport is our sport package that we have vehicles here as well. It's a 19-inch dark wheels that you can see in the vehicle to the right of me. The pedal shifters, and then obviously the gloss black exterior accents as well. The TI is available in the Lusso and the Sport package. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can really see on the list here, the TI is a little bit more luxury focused with a leather trim dash and a wood interior accents, where the Sport goes a little bit more sporty with 20-inch wheels. Obviously, you get the column-mounted pedal shifters, you get the shock frequency damping shocks as well, so a little bit more of a sport experience when you drive the vehicle. So all in all, obviously what Stelvio means, it's an Italian engineered crafted vehicle. We offer a perfect 50-50 weight distribution on the vehicle. We have best-in-class power, as I showed you earlier, from an accelerations to horsepower to torque. We offer best-in-class performance and obviously best-in-class driving dynamics that's deserving of an Alfa Romeo. So that's all I have. I'm sure you're very anxious to get out, but I think Rick is going to take it over from here and walk you through today's.
Post some details at the bottom.
We went through that
Prices and all.
Peter obviously threw a lot of the technical. You get a USB stick with all of that information on it to help you with your stories. Mark?
Just for clarity, what we've got today are all TIs, or is that correct?